gas explosion shakes downtown Durham, North Carolina, killing one person and destroying buildings. More than a dozen others were hurt.
Just a gigantic boom.
City officials say contractors were drilling and hit a natural gas line. Firefighters were called and the explosion happened moments later. Multiple people said windows in their office buildings were blown out. Georgia is one of a handful of states dealing with an outbreak of E. coli. Nationwide, the outbreak started in March. The first of 96 infections happened on March 2nd, and the majority of infections started in the second and third weeks of March. Our state has more than a dozen cases. The CDC is investigating, but so far has no idea where it started. President Trump traveled to Texas. He held a roundtable discussion about immigration with local supporters.
They all want the wall.
The president said local officials and ranchers told him about migrants who illegally cross the border before dying or putting at risk the safety of local Texans. He also attended fundraisers in San Antonio and Houston.